Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our live webinar, Self-Publish Your Book to Dramatically Attract Prosperity. I want to make each and every one of you an author, but it's intimidating. Oh my gosh, how do you do it? Does it make sense to do it? Is it expensive? How long does it take? There's so many questions. No worries, we'll get through all of those questions and many, many more. I thank you so much for investing the time to be here today. I know that your life is overwhelming. I know that you're being pulled in so many different directions. Your time is valuable. And I am happy that you decided to invest a little bit of time to spend with us today. So we are recording this because we want to share it with you. If you don't get all the information, you can view it and listen to it again. And we know that not everybody can adhere to their schedule and things change. So sometimes there's some registrants who couldn't make it. So we want to share this information with everybody because we know that it is incredibly valuable and in demand. So many people out there want to share their message. They want to become authors. They want to publish a book. Now, I'm talking right now. We are in listen-only mode, which means that I'm talking, you're listening. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't participate. I want you to participate. I need you to participate because I'm here for you. And I'd love to hear your comments, your suggestions, your questions as we go along. And I'm coming to you from Long Beach, California, sunny Long Beach, California. If you ever watched, let's see, the old show Dexter, that's filmed in Long Beach, California. CSI Miami is filmed in Long Beach, California, home of the Queen Mary. But you are coming from all over the United States, so I want to make sure that you get value. So Amy is here, my office manager, and she will help keep me honest to make sure that any technical issues are addressed quickly and that I answered your questions. So with that, golly, who is this guy? Who's talking? Mark Mikelat is talking. You can laugh a lot, you can learn a lot with Mikelat. That's marketing, folks. And I help small businesses with their marketing. I created a company called Building Aspirations a number of years ago. Golly, I can't even remember. 10, 20 years ago. I don't even remember because I've had the pleasure of doing some fun things in life. And people commented to me that, Mark, not everybody thinks like you. You know, I lived in Switzerland because I wanted to. I broke a world record because I wanted to. I teach college classes because I wanted to. I went on a trip cross country without a plan because I wanted to. I develop an idea of something that I want to do, an aspiration, and then I build the plan on how to do it. Building aspirations. That was the cause, that was the impetus for me to create this company. And we help take this aspirations idea and infuse it into your personal and professional life. Because if you are not living your aspiration, if you are just in a job or you are just moving widgets from the left side to the right side, you're really not living the proper life. And we want to help you do that. And one of the ways we do that is we help you share your message. That's your book. Your book is not a book. It's a message. It is something that you share with the world. And I wrote a book called Aspirations, Achieving What You Want for Yourself in Your Life. That is the foundational message for what we do and who we are. So that is infused into everything that we do. And we help subject matter experts, speakers, trainers, coaches, and consultants be more successful in online marketing. And one of the ways we do this, an incredibly powerful way we do this, is with a book. Because when you have a book, you are not an author, you are an expert. Oh my gosh, being an author is cool enough. But when you publish a book, you are an expert in that subject. Now let's say you're a tax accountant, okay, and you have skills and you have expertise, but you wrote a book on how to strategically plan for tax savings. Wow. Now you are an expert. You are not only a tax expert, but you are a tax expert. You wrote a book on it. You are an author. That's the best marketing material that you can have. It is incredibly productive. It is incredibly effective. It's documentation. It's proof, physical proof to the world that you know what you're talking about. You can have a great website, you can have great testimonials, but you know what? So can your competition. And when your competition takes that expertise and creates a book, whoa, they just kicked your butt. Because you know what? They are taking the risk away. When customers and clients want to work with you, there's some degree of risk. They don't really know if you're an expert. Golly, they say that they're an expert. Are they really? Holy moly, they wrote a book on this subject. They really are an expert. And then once you have this expert status, you can really achieve what we're talking about in the title to this webinar. You can dramatically attract prosperity. Because what you can do is you can be more than just an author. You can sell a lot of other stuff. Because once you are an expert, you know what? You can become a mentor. You can become a consultant. You can become a coach. And I'm showing you right now the website, my biography from buildingaspirations.com. And one of the things I talk about is Deborah. Deborah Gardner is an expert in negotiation. She helps women negotiate more effectively, execute the sales process more efficiently to be more successful, specifically in the hospitality industry. Now, she wrote a book. I helped her write this book. I was her book coach for this book. The title of the book is How to Sell to Men Without Wearing a Low-Cut Dress. How to Sell to Men Without Wearing a Low-Cut Dress. Incredibly powerful book. Now just think of that from the title. You do not even know what the book is about, but the title is so impressive. And the book just documents Deborah's expertise, her knowledge of sales and negotiation for women. Now think about this. You can buy the book, or you can maybe have Deborah train your staff or speak at your conference. You see? Because it's not just Deborah writing a book. It's her documenting her expertise. And the book is really not the product. The message is the product. Sales and negotiation strategies for women. That's the message. Now, the book is the package. But how else can you package it? You can have a DVD, you can have a web series, you can have coaching, you can have consulting. You see, you're selling expertise. And that expertise, that message, can be sold in so many different ways. And you know what? This works so powerfully, you can make money from the book without even selling the book. Here's how it might work. Suppose it's a $10 book, and you give away 1,000 copies. Not even sell. You just give them away. Well, that's $10,000 of missed gross revenue. Well, wait a minute. Maybe you get 4 consulting assignments from the 1,000 books that you gave away. If each one is $5,000, 4 times 5,000 is $20,000. That's 4 in 1,000. You see, it doesn't even have to be a significant percentage because people pay for expertise. You know why relief pitchers get paid so much money in baseball? Because not everybody knows how to strike out a batter throwing a 95-mile-an-hour curveball. They have expertise. You know why lawyers are so expensive? Because they're experts, right? Even your mechanic, something relatively basic and simple. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this car repair was so expensive. Because they're selling you expertise. They're really not selling you a car repair. They're selling you the expert knowledge about how to do it. That's what Deborah is selling. And the book documents her knowledge. It proves her expertise. Now, you have to be very focused on your target market. Now, how to sell to men without wearing a low-cut dress. This is targeted towards women. This is targeted towards professional women salespeople. That's her target market for this book. Now, can it work in other areas? Of course, but you can't just shoot everywhere. You need to shoot towards your target market. To whom am I addressing this message? Oh, my message is for everybody. No, and this is one of the things that I'll help you with. Because if you think your message is for everybody, your message is for no one. It may have global appeal, but not everybody's interested. Some people don't care. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to save you time, energy, and money. Example. Kathleen Reeder wrote a book called Capturing the Moment with Kathleen Reeder. She is a professional wildlife photographer. And I helped her write a photography book. Now, she had a slightly different strategy than Deborah because she has a different market. Now, Deborah's book is a different type of book than Kathleen's book. Kathleen's book is packed full of super high quality, high glossy, full color photos because this is a photography book targeted towards people who love photography. You see? Now, it's more expensive because it's a higher quality book with all of these photos. Now, you need to make a choice. It's a business decision. Okay, what is this investment worth and how does this work in a business standpoint? I'm not just going to have you write your book. We're going to write your book strategically. And you're going to make money because of the book. Now, we have a question about literary agents. Are we going to talk about literary agents? Yes and no. Because we're talking about self-publishing your book. Here's what that means when you self-publish. You are the publisher. You're publishing it yourself. So you are going to create and publish the high-quality book, and you're going to put it on Amazon.com and make it available for sale as you being the publisher. And we'll walk you through the process on how to do that. Now, when you go with a literary agent, typically you're going for full service publishing. Now, the first thing you need to appreciate is that that is extraordinarily difficult to do. The typical full-service publisher only works with authors with whom they've worked 7 times. So you have to publish a book with them 7 times before they'll publish a book with you. Because they're in it for the money. And I'm not speaking ill of them. I mean, they are a business and they work with proven, high-quality, low-risk clients. And that means they work with someone they've worked with before. Right? You are, unless you're famous or have a substantial marketing background, fan base, and have a known brand, you are going to be higher risk for them. Now, can you be successful? Of course you can, of course. It will be very difficult for you. I'm not dissuading you from doing it. but it will take a long time. And I work with authors, and I'm a supporter of the Author 101 University. So I work with literary agents and publishers, and they'll tell you the same story, that they just reject person after person after person. Well, you can't reject yourself if you're your own publisher. But what it means when you self-publish, here are the primary things. Everything is on you. You get all the revenue, but you get all the headaches as well. So you get all the marketing, you get all the promotion, but you get all the money for that. When you go with a full service publisher, they have a big marketing machine, but they will give you a small sliver. And even well-established authors like John Grisham, they might get 6%. So 94% will go to the publishing house, and 6% goes to them. Now, can there be different numbers for different people? Yes. And none of this is perfect. Everything is situational, and you need to know all the specifics for that specific author. But one thing that is, I'm not sugarcoating it for you folks. It is extraordinarily difficult to go directly to a full service publisher. And I'm going to walk you through an example specifically with Kathleen, bit by bit, how she was extraordinarily successful. Because I want you to be successful not from the book, but because of the book, right? If you sell a book, maybe you'll get $15. But if you sell a workshop because of the book, maybe that's $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, right? Or get one consulting gig. I know a professor a short time ago, he was talking about this. He wrote a book, did a summary of the book on a blog post, and got a $60,000 consulting engagement because of it. Okay, the book is $10, folks, right? But the message, the expertise is $60,000. You see? So we're going to walk you through how to do this, how to package it more successfully. Will you show us how to get on Amazon.com? Someone just posted the question. Yeah, we're going to show you some examples of Amazon.com. Let's actually go there right now. So this is Amazon.com. Now, when you self-publish, one of the things you want to do is be on Amazon.com for credibility building. This is my Aspirations book, Aspirations, Achieving What You Want for Yourself and Your Life. And you see I have just very little marketing material on here, just a very meager presence. And I'll show you Deborah and Kathleen that they use it more aggressively than I do. But I also have another book. Let me go back and show you. I wrote 2 books, 50 Tips for Effective Networking and Aspirations, Achieving What You Want for Yourself and Your Life. Now, what's great is that I sell most of my books, not on Amazon.com. I sell most of my books directly to specialty markets. This is one thing that I'll help you figure out for you, because I want you to have prosperity. I want you to be successful by self-publishing your book. Now, the 50 Tips for Effective Networking is a very basic book, a very small book. It's a 56-page book you can read in an hour. It's designed to be for college students. It's designed to help them figure out what networking is so that they know how to make a professional connection to find a job. So I might work with a dean, and the dean might hire me to speak at a leadership conference at the college and then buy 100 copies of the book, because this book might fit really well in a freshman orientation or a senior graduation preparation or something like that, right? Because it's specifically targeted towards the students. Like Deborah, targeted towards women salespeople. Kathleen, targeted towards people who love photography. In this example, it's targeted towards college students or college planners, college career people. So you need to understand who your target market is. Once again, it's not everybody. And if you think it's everybody, I'll walk you through the process as part of what I do in the coaching process, is that we'll fine tune it, because you can't be an expert. Remember, we're talking expertise to everybody. Even if you have a global appeal, oh, I'm an expert in parenting. Well, okay, then we target the book towards parents, okay? Because grandparents may be less excited about a book with parenting tips. See, it has global appeal, but everybody might not be your target market. Once you figure out who the specific target market is, now you could sell these books by the caseload. You see? And not only will the people buy the books, but then they'll buy the keynote speech, the workshop, your other forms of expertise. So Amazon.com. And when you work with me, we get you on Amazon.com. It's a very basic process if you know what you're doing. Now, let me walk you through a little bit more about Deborah's book, How to Sell to Men Without Wearing a Low-Cut Dress. Now, here she is on Amazon.com. Sex sells. That's how you have to compete in a man's world. Or is it? Now, she says what's in this book. You will discover common mistakes women make selling to male buyers. Tactics for selling to men that will not ever involve baring skin. You see, this is a little bit of a resume. It documents her expertise and how she's going to share her expertise. Now, could this be a staff training? Yeah. Right? Could this be a coaching program? Yeah. Could this be a course? Yeah. Right? Other packages. And when you do that, right, can you sell something for more than 10 bucks? Yeah, of course. Right? Once you're documented as an expert, people want that expertise, and they're not going to be concerned about the price. They want the expertise. Because if you can come in, I don't know, and give a $10,000 training, but those staff people can really leave with some expert knowledge that are going to make them more productive, well, the CEO is going to be ecstatic because they benefited even though they wrote you a big old fat check for your expertise. There's the prosperity. Now, Deborah also wrote, this is an example of a Kindle book, an ebook. If you want to write an ebook, yeah, we'll do that. The word book is a little metaphorical now. It doesn't necessarily mean a physical book. We could definitely do ebooks. Okay, remember, the message is sacrosanct. The message is you. The manner in which we disseminate the message, the manner in which we package the message, that's the market. Okay, do they want a hardback? Great, we sell a hardback. Do they want a softback? We sell a softback. Do they want an ebook? Okay, we'll sell an ebook. But the message is still the same. That connects to your aspiration. What is truly and sincerely important to you and how you want to share that with the world. That's what we will not compromise on. Everything else will be determined by the market. The cover, the fonts. Oh my gosh, you do not even know. Oh my, people have like emotional reactions to fonts. It's freaking insane. Who cares, right? It's like, oh my gosh, people care. When I did the first focus group for one of my first books, oh my, geez Louise, I was just overwhelmed at how emotionally attached people are to a specific font. Like the symbolism, the emotional reaction. Now, when you're writing your book, like if you're focused on picking the right font, you're distracted from your message, right? I want you to write the book, not be concerned with fonts. So in my book coaching process, this is what I help you deal with. I help you avoid getting distracted by these things. We're not going to dismiss them. They're important, but we're not going to let anything distract you from the key idea of sharing your message in a high-quality book. And we're going to target it towards the right market to attract that prosperity. Now, when Kathleen wrote her book, this is Kathleen on Amazon.com. Now, Deborah uses Amazon.com as a more assertive sales tool, and Kathleen really does it even more. She ramps it up even more. Capturing the Moment, The Art and Science of Photographing Wild Animals by Kathleen Turner. Now, when she has a workshop or when she speaks at a photography association, she encourages people to invest in the book. And then she asks people to give her a 5-star comment as well. And then she maintains this page and she comments back. So she wants to make sure that everybody knows about the book, that everybody's happy with the book. So she really uses it very well. So I use it very basically. Deborah uses it kind of in the middle, and then Kathleen, she's really pumping it up. Now, as long as you use it in the best way for you, great. And I'll show you a little bit later that the key for Kathleen is not the book, but what becomes of the book. So it's not the money from the book, it's the money because of the book. Now, a couple more questions about, okay, couple questions here related to how long does it take. Okay, now when I wrote my first book, 50 Tips for Effective Networking, from idea to book in my hand was 90 days, 3 months. Didn't have one word written, and then I had a completed book in 3 months. And you know what? I didn't write a word, quote unquote. I dictated everything and had it transcribed. And then I edited from there. So, okay, I did write a word, but you see what I'm saying? So even when you're strapped for time, or even when you need unique strategies, I have a solution for you. And I sell this book that I wrote in 90 days by the caseload. And people love this book because it helps them. Right? One of the things I teach college students is how to make 7 positive impressions in 3 seconds. I teach them exactly what they need to do in a networking situation to make a positive impression, bam, instantaneously. Now, to someone who is an expert in sales or communication, yeah, okay, firm handshake, so what? Right? But again, for a 19 or 21-year-old, holy moly, that can be really valuable information. If you target it towards the right market, if your message is targeted towards the right market, that's when you dramatically attract the prosperity. If I tried to sell this book to corporate executives, oh no, it would flop because the information is too basic. You target it towards the right people. So Kathleen, I think from beginning to end, Kathleen took 1 year to write her book. Now, if you want to accelerate the process, then you just have to have more daily commitment. But I would say maybe 2 to 5 hours a week, you could easily have this done in a year. Okay, if you want to have it done more quickly, well, then you just have to work more every day. That's all. It's just a basic math equation. And I can help you do that if you truly want to have your book done more quickly. I have a strategy that can help you with that. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about the book coaching program and the strategy that I can help you with. Now, if you go to buildingaspirations.com/write-your-book. That's buildingaspirations.com/write-your-book. Or you can go to offers and just click on write your book about halfway down right here. And then it'll take you to this page. This is my book coaching. And I do book coaching. I help you write your book. Because I know so many of you have dreamed of writing a book. And you know what? I don't want it to be a dream. I want it to be a reality, right? I mean, it's great that it motivates you. It's great that it inspires you. But let's get it out of your brain. Let's get it out of your heart. And let's share it with the world. Because that's the whole point of building aspirations. If you have something exciting, if you have something great inside of you, and it stays inside of you, you're really doing a disadvantage to the world around you, right? You need to share your awesomeness. Whatever that is, let's get it out of you and share it with the world in the form of a book. And I can help you self-publish your book. I've done it for Kathleen. I've done it for Deborah. I've written and published 2 of my own books. I do it for other people. I can do it for you. And I know it's intimidating. And I know it's scary. I know. But you know what? We have a lot of excuses in life. And one of the things I do in my consulting is excuse busting. And we all have excuses. And I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm not trying to dismiss them because excuses are real. I mean, they're real. They can manifest in physical challenges. Like, oh my gosh, like I cannot do this because of this. And it's not made up. I get it. And I'm sympathetic to that. I'm compassionate to that. I know that you have challenges. I did it. You guys, I did it myself. And I've helped other clients do it. Okay? Your situation is unique, and we're going to have a unique solution for you. But here are the top 10 excuses that I've come across. Writing a book is scary. Yes, it is scary. Yes. You know what? Do it anyway. Everything you've done in life is scary. Right? The first time you jumped in a pool, it was scary. I mean, you might have been scared the first time you ate pizza. Holy cow, right? But I help you address that fear, bit by bit by bit. And when you can connect this to something that truly and sincerely in your heart is important to you, oh my gosh, success will just rain down from the heavens. Because Kathleen wanted to share her sincere love of animals. And because she's sincere and authentic, her fear is overcome. And Deborah wanted to truly and sincerely help women in a quote-unquote man's world. And because she was sincere and authentic, we were able to overcome her fear. I help you with that. Excuse, I do not know what to do. That's why I'm here as your book coach. I tell you in a step-by-step plan what to do. Everything is connected. Nothing is mysterious. There's no surprises. We do it bit by bit, step by step. Nobody wants to read my book. Well, okay, think about this, folks. If your book can truly help maybe one person in the universe, I might say that's enough. And I bet you more than one person in your life has asked you for advice. All these people ask you for advice because you have expertise to share. You have something to share with the world. People will want to read your book. Book writing is a lot of work. Yeah, it is a lot of work. But we're not going to write a book. We're going to write a page. Okay, if you write a page a day, now you have a totally different strategy. You're not writing a book, you're writing a page a day. A really long Facebook post, a really long blog post, a really long email, right? A page a day, holy cow, that could almost be 2 draft books in a year. And if you use my strategy, right, you could talk into a tape recorder. And that could be writing a page. I'm not a good writer. You know what? Neither am I. And I wrote and published 2 books, and I help other people write their books. You know what? You don't have to be a good writer. You just need to have something to say, and I guarantee you do. Because we're going to go through a proofreading and editing process, and the editor will take your thoughts and make them correct. Make sure that you don't have any grammatical mistakes. Make sure everything is have continuity, that the logic flows. That's what editors do. They are experts in editing. So we're going to pay them for their expertise to help you create a high quality product. And you know what? You don't even need to research the editors because I can point out the good ones to you. And if you don't like editor number 1, we'll go to editor number 2. No worries, we got you covered. I do not have anything important to say. You do. I guarantee that you do. And people are so hurting. People are so in need of help and listening and support and commiseration. And if you have ever helped anybody in any way, shape, or form in your life, you have something to put in this book. I do not have the time. It takes time. It does. But do you seriously not have the time? Maybe you're busier than some other people, but that doesn't mean that you don't have the time, right? Are you ever in a car driving? Well, maybe you dictate while you're driving. Or maybe you get up an hour earlier, or maybe you shut the door on a Saturday and you work for 10 hours. There's a lot of different strategies that I can help you with, and this is what I help my clients do with in the book coaching program. I help you address your challenges bit by bit, including I do not have enough time. It is too expensive. Remember, I want your book to attract prosperity for you. I don't want you to just write the book. I want you to write the book and experience prosperity because of the book. And when Deborah wrote her book, it was profitable before it was written. We pre-sold copies of her book while she was still writing it. So before it was done, it was profitable. That's the power of this. Because it's not the book, it's the message, and people want your message. I'm intimidated. Everything in your life was intimidating the first time you did it. Everything. If you want a hilarious story, find the person who taught you how to drive. Oh my gosh, they will tell you their near-death experience, right? You were overwhelmed when you were 14. Right? If you're a parent, oh my gosh, how freaked out were you about bringing a human being into the world? Oh my God, talk about intimidating, right? Jeez Louise. But you address that intimidation, you address that fear, you address your anxiety, you take a deep breath, and you deal with it step by step, bit by bit. And I'm there as your coach to support you on that journey. I've never written anything. That's okay. Because if you've ever spoken, you've kind of written. Because when you write something, it's words on a page. So we'll just take the expertise that you've already shared with people and put it in the form of a book. Now, the book coaching program is designed to be a 6-month program, and it runs $1,250. This is a one-on-one program with me. And at the time of this recording, it's $1,250, right? Sometimes things change, right? So sometimes the schedule is pretty busy. So if you're seeing this near the springtime of if you're listening to this near the springtime of 2016, we'll still accommodate this price. But if it's 10 years later, we might need to change it. So what you can do is you can go to buildingaspirations.com/write-your-book and click on that I am ready button. I want you to be ready, and I want you to commit to yourself that you're ready by clicking on the button that says I am ready. And it's not about writing a book. It's not about being an author. It's about sharing your message in a way that will help the world. And I am excited to go on this journey with you. Can you finish your book in 6 months? Yeah, if you're dedicated. Can it take 2 years? Yeah, if you're not dedicated. You see, it's kind of up to you. So that's why you need to start with I'm ready. But you know what? I'm not messing around. My 2 books are out there. Kathleen is out there. Deborah is out there. I'm not making this up. I'm going to provide you high quality book coaching to make you successful. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the prosperity. And I don't want to talk about this. I want to literally show you that the prosperity is waiting there for you. I'm going to give you an example from Kathleen. This is Kathleen Turner. I beg your pardon, Kathleen Reeder. Kathleen Reeder, wildlife photographer. And I'm going to walk you through the journey that we took together and how I helped Kathleen not only write the book, but also sell the book. Because she came to me a number of years ago and she said, Mark, I love animals. I'm a wildlife photographer and I want to share my love of animals with the world. And I would love to do this in the form of a photography book. Can you help me write this book? Oh, and by the way, I want to sell it. And she was almost apologetic that she wanted to sell the book. You know what? I want you to be successful. I need you to be successful. So there's no apologies here, right? We're not being hogs. We're not being cheats. You know, we're putting a high quality product out there for people who want it. And it's going to enrich their lives. So it's a good thing. It's a win-win-win all the way around. So there's no apologies necessary. So here's what we did. Now, we started on her website. Now, I am a strategic partner with a company called Constant Contact. And now, Constant Contact is an email marketing solution for business. It sends out e-newsletters, tracks it, manages it, is spam compliant, high quality, 600,000 satisfied customers. So we started by building her subscriber list on her website, because we're not just going to write the book and sell the book. We're going to build your fan base along the way. Remember, prosperity. So this means we're going to connect with fans and potential people to buy the book, invest in your message. And we're going to do this bit by bit. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm just getting started, Mark. That's okay. We all need to start where we start. We start at step one. Perfectly okay. We start building the list. Now, people go to her photography website. They love her photos. They love her photography skills. They want to connect with her a little bit more. So they subscribe to the newsletter. And then what she does is that when she has these fans on the newsletter, she shares high quality information with them in the newsletter. So for her, that means sending high quality photos, because photos is part of her secret sauce. And what she does is she builds rapport with these readers over time. Now, if we have the book in production, we could use this as a way to get people excited about the book. Share quotes from the book, share ideas from the book, get people talking about the book, right? When a movie comes out, they don't say, hey, the movie's coming out next week. They show you trailers, maybe even a year in advance, right? Oh, get the buzz going, get the excitement going, get people talking. It's part of the marketing strategy. And when you keep doing this in a regular, persistent, consistent fashion, you build rapport with these people. And they're excited. Oh, this is spam. No, this is not spam. People want these messages. I'll prove to you in a little bit that people love Kathleen's messages and they want to receive her messages. So you send out the regular high value email marketing messages. And then what we do is that when we start building this fan base, we're going to go to social media. Now here are some examples of Kathleen on Facebook and then also on YouTube. Now she shares the photos. She gets people all excited about these photos, and then she can have a conversation with them in video. Now, while this is happening, it's all strategic. You're not just doing this whimsically. Oh, I'm going to post something. No, you're going to post something with the understanding that it's going to bring prosperity to you, and it's all going to be strategically connected to the promotion of your book, because that's what we want to have happen. We want people to know and love this book and be excited that this book is coming. Now, what Kathleen does, brilliant. I love it working with someone who listens to what I say, because sometimes clients will ask me suggestions and then they don't do it. But Kathleen does what the coach tells her to do, and she reaps the success from it. So that's why I'm sharing the success story with you now. Now, what she does on her Facebook page is that she promotes her photography workshops. Right? People are all excited about the photos. Would you like to see how I create these photos? Would you like to create these photos? Would you like to go to the wildlife park and watch me create these photos? Yes, right? Everybody's all excited to do it because they love the photos. They're emotionally connecting with Kathleen. They're building rapport with Kathleen. Now, her photography workshop. This is key, folks. costs $1,250. The book is $14.95. The photography workshop, $1,250. You see? It's not the book, it's the message. The workshop is a different package for the message. The love of animals, the love of taking pictures of wildlife. So she was really successful, and let me summarize all the success. In her email, she got open rates of 40% plus. Now, a good open rate for an email is 18. So, oh my gosh, hers is 40 plus. Super awesome. It shows that her fan base is really emotionally attached to what she is, to who she is. Not only her expertise, but her authenticity in her expertise. She's not just messing around. She truly and sincerely loves these animals, and she wants to share this love with people via photography. Now, she published her book, and she built her Facebook fan base up to 3,164 people. Now, well in excess of 3,000 people. I want you to think that's enough to sustain a business right there. Oh my gosh. What if somebody bought something for $10 a year? That'd be $30,000. What if $100 per year? That's $250,000, well in excess of $250,000. And her photography workshops run $1,250, right? And that's not the only thing she sells. Well, she sold out a year in advance of those workshops. Sold out a year in advance. And the assistants for the Today Show found some pictures about her online, and they profiled her on the Today Show. And then after creating this foundation, you know what? We bumped it up, we expanded it, and now she is doing international African safari photography tours in 3 countries in Africa. So now she takes people to the plains of Africa and teaches them how to do what she does. It's her aspiration. She is living her aspiration in life. She is taking what she wants to do and she's sharing it with people. She's sharing her message with the world. In this book, but the book was just the start of it. You see how it all works together? You see how it all plays together in a marketing strategy? That's the key, folks. But you know what? You need to be ready. And if you're not ready today, that's okay. Come back to me when you're ready. I don't know how long this price is going to change. We'll do the best we can to update these videos as the price changes. But if you're listening to this in the spring of 2016, it's $1,250 for 6 months. So go to the website, buildingaspirations.com/write-your-book, and click on this button, I am ready. And you know what? I would love nothing more to maybe 2 years down the line be your success story that I'm sharing. Instead of Kathleen's, I'm sharing your success story because your story is bigger, your story is brighter because of your message. I want you to become an author. I want you to self-publish your book. I want you to share your message with the world. So this is Mark Mikelat. I thank you so much for we've got some thank yous. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate those comments. I'm ready. Woo! Nice. So thank you so much for investing your time today. I know your time is very valuable. This is Mark Mikelat from Building Aspirations. I would love to be your book coach. Thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Have a good day.